Greetings, viewers. It's been a long time since I've recorded video with a Video 8 camera, or a tape camera in general. So hopefully I'm not too out of the practice. I did have to run a cleaning tape through this camera once because it wasn't playing things back. So hopefully it's actually working. But we're going to take a look at something else that's quite a bit more vintage. It's a Sony. Came with this bag. It's in very good condition. You can see that is what I paid for it. Kind of a bit much for any kind of video equipment, but I think you'll agree this was probably worth it. And even if it wasn't, I'm sure I'll make back that amount and then some on this video with ads. Or maybe not. Not that it really matters. In this pouch here, see, there's also this here, which is kind of interesting. But it doesn't actually open up into a new pouch, as you can see there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and get a tripod. That might make my life a little easier here. Okay, now, audio is probably all going to be in the left channel, assuming this actually has a stereo microphone, which it might not. It doesn't say left and right on it, so it might not be stereo, but it doesn't really matter. I know, somebody's going to say, OMG, he's using a tripod, has the world come to an end, but I figure that's probably the best way to do this. So we'll take a look at the stuff that this came with. Pull some of these things out here. I think that's everything that's in this particular compartment. Icky. And there's a few other things there. So let's see. Let's start with this, because this actually looks the most interesting. This is something that I think I might have just ripped. Holy crap. This is a sales receipt for this camera. So now we know who bought this. Well, actually, we don't really know who bought this, but we know where it came from. And I remember it being a big deal when that particular store went out of business. I don't remember the entire circumstances behind it, but I'm pretty sure that what happened was the owner retired and nobody took up the business. But we actually do know who owned this. It does say on this receipt who owned this. The mall that this particular store was in is actually named after this store. That was one of the reasons why this was a big deal when it closed. We can see what this cost when it was new. $1,970 even. Plus it looks like there was a trade-in for something. I don't know for what. Doesn't really say. But you got the Sony camera, which is a CCD-V8AFII. You got the case, which is this, and a battery, an MP22 battery, which I did not get with this camera. So, looks like it was actually paid with a check, too. Not something that I think you can do these days. I think if you went into even a stereo store with a lot of expensive items and tried to hand them a check, they'd look at you like you were from Mars. That's pretty neat. It's too bad it's all crumpled. It says on it, this receipt is your warranty. Kind of makes me wonder what kind of warranty it would have given. It was purchased December 27th of 1986. So, looks like it was somebody's Christmas present. Or a late Christmas present. This is, I actually don't know what this is. It looks like a filter of some kind. That's probably exactly what this is. Yep. Color filter. B+W filter. Might even be on the camera. Or maybe I didn't get that either. I'll have to look and see. From another store that I'm pretty sure doesn't exist anymore. $28 for a little filter. The battery on my camera is about to die, So I think I'm going to go ahead and stop this, and I'll come back once I've actually got a power situation figured out. Well, we're now powered by AC line power. I was going to use this Sunpack battery here, but I guess it's died, so I'm going to have to charge that. And I'm trying to charge a Sony battery right now, and it's taken forever, and I really just don't have time for that, so I'll test that Sony battery later. But right now, I want to continue on with what we've got. I do have the receipt that I have from the Salvation Army. There's this, which it looks like there's 3 of them actually. There's three earphones here. I'm not sure why there'd be 3 of them, but there's 3 there. Here is the manual, if you can really call it a manual, for the carrying case, model LC-V8AFII. This carrying case here. Here is the manual for the AC adapter, the ACP-80UC. Here's the manual for battery charge adapter, BCA80. Now I believe that what this is, I'm not really sure if it says anywhere, or if there happens to be a picture. Yeah, so what this really is it's nothing more than like a sort of dock that you would plug the battery in and then also plug in the battery charger. I do have, sitting over here, a pair of batteries that would go with this camera, model NP22. I have 2 of them. I'm pretty sure both of these are hopelessly dead at this point, and if I have a charger for them, I have no idea where it is right now. It's probably actually in with the CCD-V8AFII that I've got, although that doesn't have a carrying case, so I don't know. I know I got a charger with something. I don't remember what camera it was, and I don't know where the charger is gone at this point, so those are highly useless. There is, this is what? Dual voltage, rechargeable power. Do not short circuit. I don't believe I got this particular accessory. This looks like, yeah, I'm not sure what this would have been. Unless this was a worldwide AC adapter that it would have been used. Maybe it got lost on a family trip or something. Here is a RFU-80UC RFU adapter. That would be the RF modulator. Right there, I did get that. I know I have that. Actually, we'll throw these over here with all the rest of this stuff. Here is the trouble indicators. This will tell you, tells you all the different indications that this has. 3 of them are in the viewfinder, and then the 4th one is on the back of the unit. This is what I've got here. Looks like information about the shoulder strap. And then here is the manual for a CCD-V8AFII. Not really sure what the difference is between the 2 of them. Might be kind of interesting. I don't own a CCD-V8AF, and I don't know if I'm really in a hurry to pay eBay prices for one. So, that's pretty much it for the manuals. Let me put all that away, and then we'll open up the container. Alright, now, before I continue, and before somebody points out in the comments how everything in this case is probably in here wrong, this is how it came to me. I put everything back the way that it came to me. So, we'll go ahead and we'll open it. And you can see, like I said, this is how it came to me. There is, in here, a tape that I presume has some video on it, but, yeah, looks like there's some video on that. It'd be interesting to see what that actually is. Here is the AC adapter, the model ACP-80UC. Again, I don't think that's supposed to go there, but it's where it was when I got the camera. I think the battery pack is actually probably supposed to go up there. That's probably where the battery is supposed to go, but again, I'm not 100% sure on that. It looks like something would go there. And it looks like maybe it would be the AC adapter, but yeah, I don't know about that. There's the camera itself, right here, which we'll take a closer look at, along with the shoulder strap. And now this has decided to tilt. Here is the RFU-80UC that they were talking about. Plugs into the bottom of the camera here. And gives you AV in and out. You can switch between VHF or line output. It'll be between this and this. And audio in and out as well. I wonder if you could actually record audio or video to tape. I think you probably could. And I've got two, it looks like, press-on connectors for coax. That one is pretty flattened, as you might be able to see there. So, let me go ahead and I'll get this out of the way and we'll take a look at the camera. Alright, so let's come in for a closer look at the camera itself. You can see the positively massive video lens there, which I believe, as the camera tilts over here, I am correct in telling you, yes. So there's the filter that they were talking about. So the filter is actually already on the camera. So that's pretty neat. Let's try and put that lens cap back. There's where the AC would go in, as well as the battery. Goes into the same place, especially on these older cameras. It's generally how they worked. And right there, underneath that is an infrared that is for the autofocus mechanism, because this is the V8AF, so it has automatic focus. And there will be the receiver for it. Oh, looks like we're running out of tape. That's kind of weird. I don't think there's any video on this tape. So I wonder what that's all about. Might be a problem with the tape sensor on this camera. But anyway, there's the microphone with the foam windscreen still intact, not disintegrating. Here you can see the focus, the manual focus, as well as the manual zoom. This has power both. Again, power autofocus. Push button auto down there for a push button automatic. Of course, white balance with an automatic mode. And two manual modes, indoor and outdoor. Backlight compensation mode, automatic, and also highlight mode, which actually increases the amount of light that the image sensor will see. I believe by opening the iris a little bit more, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It might also, I know on older cameras it supplied more power to the tube image sensor, but this obviously doesn't have a tube image sensor. This is a charged coupled device, CCD, with autofocus. There, of course, are the indicators, which show up inside the view screen. You can pull this up, if I can actually do it here. There you can see the CRT viewfinder. Black and white, of course. There's an accessory shoe up here at the top. It's a handle. This is a shoulder cam. Unfortunately, the shoulder pad's a little bit degraded. I'll have to get some talcum powder and deal with that. It's a recorder view, as well as camera power, which is separate from the VTR, which you can see here at the back. If you watched my CCD-V8AFII video, this should look very similar. There you can see there's the counter display and all your playback controls. There's where the tape goes in. Again, there's the price I paid. Probably way too much. There it is. I'm kind of surprised that there's no date of manufacture anywhere on this. And of course, right down there is where the little breakout, that RFU, would plug into. Or potentially any other accessories you might be able to think of. Alright. I believe that this camera is working. I had a little bit of a scare with it because I thought that it was not working at first. But it turned out that it was just the playback in this camcorder that I'm using right now that was a problem. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'll switch over to this camera. I'll be right back, thanks to the magic of videotape. Alright, I believe that we are recording with this Sony V8AFII, sorry, CCD-V8AFII, which is what we've got here. Now the shoulder pad on this camera is a little bit messed up. It's a little sticky, so I'm trying to keep it away from my shoulder because my hair will probably get stuck to it. I don't really want that, so anyway, this is a little cumbersome to use. There's the case, which we'll see in a minute. I was hoping to get this done a little bit earlier when there was more light, but alas, that's not what happened. Let me go ahead and turn some lights on here. Alright, here we are with some light, and let's see how the zoom works. Power zoom appears to function. Here's some clicking in the tape mechanism. That might not be the best sign in the world. Focus. I like the autofocus. I don't know if the autofocus is working. Yeah, looks like the autofocus might not be functional. So that's kind of unfortunate. Hope it's recording video. I don't know. Yeah, the zoom seems to work. That's the power zoom. Of course, it does have the manual zoom as well. Yeah, so that kind of sucks that the autofocus doesn't work. It does have a macro. So here's the macro mode. I believe that we are in auto white balance mode right now. Shift that to indoor. And then this is outdoor. Must be a push auto there. Backlight compensation. And that's high light mode. And I believe that's pretty much it. There's no fader, there's no fancy video effects or anything else with this camera. So, let's go ahead and actually get some outdoor. Alright, we're outside now. I'm tethered to a wall, so there's not really a whole lot that I can do. The autofocus mechanism is not working on this camera. So we'll have to manual focus on that. I can hear it trying to work. I don't know if that'll be picked up by the microphone or not. Kind of a dreary day. Of course, what else is new? It's been dreary basically all winter. Now here in the garage, this will be a low light test. There's no light out here. Really, the only light is that up there. Almost the garage light when that's on, but it's not always on. Definitely hear the autofocus motor trying to work. That's probably why they had it in manual focus. So that's kind of sad. That's one of the big features of this camera, and it doesn't function. But, well, what are you going to do? When was this camera made? Do you have a date code on it somewhere? And I was kind of hoping to see something on the bottom, but I don't see anything really. Should be on it somewhere. If I look closely enough at it, there should be a date code. The serial number probably has it encoded somewhere. I don't see a date code on it. There's not one on the handrest either. Usually there's a sticker with a letter, sorry, a number and then a letter. I'll tell you the last digit of the year and the quarter in which it was made. But this camera doesn't seem to have that. And I'm telling you what, this front-mounted power is kind of irritating. I wish it didn't have that. Let's go back inside where it's warm. Well, it's actually not that cold out. It's unseasonably warm. I think it's above freezing still. Certainly was earlier today. I guess that must be too close for it to focus on. Being such an old camera, the low light sensitivity is actually not that bad. I've certainly been complaining about the low light the entire time it's been recording. Because somebody will ask about it, here's the camera that I was using. Let's see if we can do this here. Get some macro. The Sony model CCD-V8AFII. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and shift over to that, the CCD-M8, and have a little bit of comparison video. So I will be right back, thanks to the magic of videotape. Well, so much for that CCD-M8. It seemed like it was working, at least for a little bit, and then the tape started crinkling, and that was a pain to get out of there. So hopefully I didn't damage the tape too badly. I don't think I did, but I guess we won't be having any of that video. Alright, that's pretty much it for this video, so thanks for watching, and if you have any comments, feel free to leave them below.